by the way, you also leveled up. And I was like, which
Panic.
wasn't much, but it was maybe for others.
And
It
then
was much for others. That's safe to say. Yes.
the end of the audio log from last session was everybody just being like, "Yay, we leveled up! Oh, I got to do numbers before we play again. Oh, it's
I don't want to do
terrible.
numbers. Numbers. I
Let
apparently
me
leveled
double
up
check. We are level 7.
7.
7.
Okay.
I did numbers the last time, so I was surprised
Okay, Ryan.
by what I've done
So I just
for
wanted to make sure.
Ratscratch, because it's been
Which
a whole
is
month.
the epitome of Ratscratch. That is the subtitle to Ratscratch.
No, yeah,
I was
absolutely.
surprised, but at what I have done.
That is how Ratscratch operates.
You okay there?
You know, like when you're trying to pull out the blanket, but you're sitting on the blanket, and this is like this terrible feeling of just like, what do I do with my life? That's all it
Yeah,
is.
pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, in a literal sense.
Mhm.
My blanket straps. Anyway,
I would not use the phrase blank straps ever again.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, please don't. We're on
feel
the
like I'm
internet.
at work
We've
call.
been on the
Oh,
internet the whole
excellent.
time. Like blank straps
here
has been
the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
on the internet.
blank
Yeah,
straps
but
sounds
here the
innocent. Y'all are
whole time.
crazy.
That's the longest we've ever streamed without something really inappropriate being said. So, like, I'm proud of us. That was
Might
like
as
2
well,
whole
yeah.
minutes.
Throw it in there.
So,
Very pleased that somebody got the Game Changers opening monologue reference there, Josh.
I love Game Changers so much. It's
Big
such
fan
a
of
fun
Dropout.
show.
Big fan of Dropout. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are very underrated, I would say, in general. For
The
their level of comedy.
not the most recent one, but one of the recent ones where it was you had to go down a bunch of levels of different games and get back up. Count the Rice.
Oh yeah,
It was a phenomenal episode, and I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Shit, I just spoiled half of it. But
You're fine.
D&D.
Okay, yeah, let's play Dungeons or Dragons.
Dungeons and or Dragons.
Yeah.
And or
Would be like a fun carnival game to play during a mid D&D session. Like spinning a wheel. Dungeons or Dragons.
it sounds like a casino game from GCC.
GCC, for sure.
It also sounds like a legal document. Anytime I feel like and or
Yeah.
drafting decisions. So
including, but not limited to, Dungeons and or Dragons.
Boo this man.
Okay, so I made a little recap for the campaign, and I made a little recap for last session. Which one would you like, the last session and then the campaign background, or the campaign background and then the last session background?
Campaign last session, I think.
Campaign and then last session? Okay.
Yeah.
So reminder, as you are all back in Valorsfall, reminder that you all came to Valorsfall during a festival of peace. You were looking for some work. You ran into a fighting pit, and that fighter was employed by Lord Mentrier, who you quickly became employed by.
I think indentured is the correct terminology, but sure.
Yeah, I definitely had some other words there, as you saw me hesitate for. I was like, enslaved? I don't know if that's correct.
Employed.
Yeah, ungainfully
employed. That wasn't really gainfully.
And basically, he was looking for strong people to protect him because he suspected the ruler of Valorsfall, Lord Hollis, was about to betray him or the king or both. He also told you that he was very ill or somehow being attacked, and asked you to track down a magical reagent, a rose, but not just any rose, a rose that you are not really aware of its properties, but are aware, thanks to the shopkeeper you brought it from, that it's called a creeping rose. You decided that you wanted to infiltrate the ball that they were.
Pause.
Yes.
Zach had a question. Zach, did you have a question, or were you just?
Yeah, I thought Yasi just straight up stole the rose.
I thought I stole it too.
Yeah,
From
it
the
was.
desk.
He had it. He had it,
Oh.
and then she just walked in, rummaged through his shit, and took it, and then walked off with it.
I thought I had stolen it too, which is why I was
Did
trying
you
to
not
hide it.
steal it from the shopkeeper to get fermenter?
All I know is I stole it. I don't know who I stole it from.
I believe that happened, but then we hid it instead of actually.
So maybe I stole it, but from the shop.
Hiding it in a couch or something at some point.
Okay, I may have the. In any case, Lord Mentor needs the creeping rose, and you took it, and you didn't give it to him, and instead
That's right.
you hid it under some couch cushions in your infinite wisdom on your way into the ball. Actually, I think there's a ring of truth to that, Zach. Now that you remind me, because I remember you, and maybe still do, suspect him of being a necromancer of some kind.
Yeah, we didn't totally trust him.
Yeah, we totally think. I'm very suspicious of him.
Yes, correct.
I've stolen from him multiple times.
On the team that did
Who
not trust him.
aren't you very suspicious of? I think that's
to be fair,
an easier list.
Yasi has stolen from literally anybody that she can get close to.
I don't believe in ownership.
True.
Except your own.
Ownership is a construct.
Except for all the hard tack.
Your hard tack
Listen,
is ours.
there was no ownership in the wild. You know,
she even made that one captive strip down and then killed him and then threw him into a pit.
I didn't kill him.
You know.
You did actually.
He still
do that.
He still retained ownership of his naked body. So like.
Yes. I brought him to his true self.
You know, as I'm telling you the recap of what I originally intended to be a short series, I'm reminded on why this has not been a short series.
Why not? Could you explain? I don't understand.
So you all decided to infiltrate the ball where the king and the lords of the land were gathering at Valorsfall. They were celebrating that festival. And you, mid going into the ball, pre-feast even, you never actually got to go to the feast despite sneaking in just fine. You came across a group of forces attacking Lord Mentrier, and you ended up fighting with them. There was a drow sorceress who transformed herself into a spider during the fight, and several Dwagar that you also fought with. I believe that was the first of many times that Wudao was knocked unconscious by a spell cast by one of the own groups, if I recall correctly. Beginning a long and torrid relationship with Ice Knife in the back from his party members.
That's true.
And essentially, you were able to defeat those forces, and Mentrier basically warned you that, like, okay, stuff is going down sooner than I thought. Let's scatter. You guys need to get out of here. And you decided that you were going to take the stairs down into the Underdark. And you ran into, by the way, that was also the first moment that you talked with the wizard Kopeth, who was advising Mentrier at the time. So he was one of the ones that suggested you potentially flee down. And you fled down the stairs, and during your flight down the stairs, you bumped into some guards of Lord Hollis, and they unintentionally confirmed that Hollis was working with the Drow and the Dwagar from the Underdark, and it was part of a plot. You, unamused by that, fled further down into the Underdark. In the journey to the city of Dweller's Den in the Underdark, you made several side quest type stops. The first of which was to discover a magical ancient museum of some kind, where you first encountered a group known as the Five. You also ran into the Treetop Inn inside of Glitterdeep. You explored the Glitterdeep mines. You killed a juvenile dragon during your encounters in a particularly horrific but nonetheless badass method. You ran into a colony of myconoids and were able to liberate them in their battle with the kobolds. You were teleported after playing in their treasure room. You were teleported back to their ancient museum, and you learned much more about the Five. You also, after finally making it down to Dweller's Den, took a brief detour into literally hell in terms of other places that you've been. But along the way, as you battled your way down to Dweller's Den, and in fact, once you made it to Dweller's Den and you learned of the researchers and the plot that they connected to the rebellion brewing with Lord Hollis on the surface, you picked up evidence of that betrayal and that overall conspiracy. In the Glitterdeep mines, you picked up weapons branded from the surface. In the city of Dweller's Den itself, you picked up letters and signet rings and other ledgers to prove the not only connection between the two rebelling forces, but the clear attempt to overthrow both the leadership of Dweller's Den and King Blackwood on the surface. And so, armed with your proof, you decided to return to the surface. And you picked up a wizard, a cult following, a dangerous magical artifact, and maybe caused a magical explosion on your way out of Dweller's Den, which you did primarily through the sewers. So you've caused a decent amount of havoc and chaos on your way back out. But you finally have the things that you want, and you're finally hoping to head back up to the surface.
On your way back, in, out, 20 minutes, no problem.
No problem.
Quick adventure.
Quick adventure. On the way back, you decided that not one trip to the museum was enough, and you decided to take a second trip to the museum and were rewarded with a tuning fork for your troubles. Okay, so that brings us to the beginning of last session. And so after spending approximately 2 months underneath the city of Valorsfall in the Underdark, being captured, fighting dragons, basically checking off anything that you could, doing the completionist method to problem-solving civil wars, you decided to head back up into Valorsfall Keep. And you followed the path that you took on the way in. At least you tried to. Initially, you ran into the path from the lowest level of Valorsfall Keep, which was hewn stone and built into the Underdark, which is just natural caves. That little passageway for the transition point had been fully blocked by bones. And when you started to bash the bones out of the way in a literal sense, which I believe Kaydren and Wudao were primarily responsible for, all of the skulls within that bone pile began screaming, and you deduced that this was likely some sort of alarm trap. Not sticking around, you decided to climb the 20 flights of stairs up from the lowest level back to the main floor of Valorsfall Keep. You didn't get fully sidetracked on your way back up, to your credit. But you did stop a few times to investigate a little bit down the hallway here and there. And for the first time ever, you were deterred by the horrors that you found. You found blood pooled on the floor and in the stairs. You found half-eaten meals rotted outside of rooms that were barred shut. You found all sorts of indications that things were going very wrong inside of Valorsfall Keep. And Yasi, you ended up detecting that there was necromantic magic as well lingering, though no specific source and no specific use was immediately evident to you. You did run into several living soldiers for Lord Hollis and prisoners who were apparently being kept alive. Unfortunately, the only person that you knew by sight that you recognized on the way back up was one of the Hollis's old servants, Gildor. He had been executed with a sign traitor hanging from him. When you finally emerged into the keep, where you all tried to play it cool and skedaddle out rather than investigating what the goings on, you made it out of the keep proper itself and into the courtyard outside of it, which previously had been hosting all the carriages and lords and ladies as you had been arriving for the ball, and was now a makeshift military camp. Notably, King Blackwood's banner had been slashed and otherwise defiled, and it was displayed in open contempt, something that you know would not have happened short of a rebellion. So whatever plans or schemes that Hollis and Mentrier were aware of had clearly passed in some sense. Now, one detail that I maybe didn't include that I should have was you did run into Lady Lyanna's agents for a little while in the Underdark, and you got proof that the Civil War had indeed begun, and she also requested help on behalf of the king. She's the lady that you had a particular good rapport with Kaydren when you first rescued her in Valorsfall. So the rebellion was in open progress when you made it to the surface. You decided that you guys were going to pretend to be mercenaries and you were going to just go ahead and slide your way on out. You craftily slid 5 gold into the hands of the guards and made your way outside, happily sauntering out of the castle, at which point Yasi remembered from her many months ago that, oh, there was this really cool rose that I had that I hid in that gatehouse that we just went through. Maybe we should double back and grab it. And Ratscratch, in his infinite wisdom, said, this seems like a great plan. I'm going to do that. And so he turned himself invisible. He walked back in. He found the reagent. And he then realized he had been contaminated by the bones, blood, and other unsafe things, and potentially the trap in the basement. You suffered from the effects of a blinding sickness, and you barely, and I do mean barely, got out of the gatehouse, again, completely oblivious to the serious ramifications that were almost permanently inflicted upon you, and made your way down the path. You are all standing on the roadway which winds up to Valorsfall Keep. The city of Valorsfall and the river that flows through it and around it is visible below you, and the afternoon sun is threatening to sneak behind the ring of mountains that surrounds the valley that is where Valorsfall Keep is located. So it's not super late in the day, but it is going to get darker sooner here simply because the sun will go behind the mountains, not unlike a late afternoon Colorado day. What would you all like to do?
Did I get rid of the piece of fabric that had cursed me? Okay, good.
Well,
Has
I don't know
Rats-
if you got rid of the fabric, but I know you got rid of the curse.
I got rid of the
You
curse.
definitely use lesser restoration to cure yourself. You definitely probably have that piece of contaminated fabric somewhere in your inventory.
Do you think I remember which item I marked as that piece of fabric? No, I don't.
And honestly, I'm not sure you connected those dots, Ratscratch.
No, probably not.
I think
Okay.
you tucked it in on purpose.
Oh yeah, no,
after.
it's
Didn't
tucked
your
into
feathers
my
fur
feathers.
something?
Yeah, it's tucked into my
Black
feathers.
bird is walking around now.
Oh.
Great.
I like the idea of a plague bird.
Like a plague doctor, because they have like
Yeah,
the,
Like an
'cause they already have
inverse
the
plague,
masks.
an inverse
Aimed
plague
at
doctor.
you.
Yeah.
Except
A
he is
reverse
the rat.
plague.
Ratscratch. Is he still invisible? Like, do we know he's with us, or are we
Oh no,
still?
he's not invisible. He needed to
No, yeah,
cast
I needed to drop
spells and
invisibility
slip
Okay.
in
out
order
right
to
after.
cast, lesser
I
restoration.
see. Right,
and
right,
then
right.
teleported to us. Basically, how I remember him doing it, right? You
No, I did not dimension door.
I think you literally slipped past
I
the
just
guards.
slipped
They went
past the
into the room
guards.
and
Yeah.
you went out.
We
Yeah.
distracted them with like there was an argument or something. But
No,
did
that's how you
Ratscratch?
got through the first time. It was
Well,
all him on his way out.
did he tell us that he retrieved the rose? Like
He
for
creepily
fine, I'll
whispered
ask him.
while
I'm gonna.
invisible.
While invisible,
Oh,
I
you
said
mean
something.
now? Yeah.
Okay, so you told
Something
us you
like
got the rose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You recast invisibility and walked out.
Yeah, I burned up all of my spell slots.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna ask the group if we recall or if we know someone we can trust in the area who we could maybe ask about what exactly this rose does, because we don't really know why Mintrir was looking for it. Is it like what kind of spell it might be a component for, or how it fits in the big picture?
Well, he said he needed it to cure himself of something, but
Yes.
I
We
need to know.
did go to a shop that was in town that did deal with components. It was in the main thoroughfare or square. I forget if it was like a little wooden shop or an actual building, but we did
Oh,
go down there and buy things from some people for components and such.
and
That's
we
where
did
we
get a
ended up
pass
getting. That's
to
where we ended
go.
up getting a bunch of the silver ribbons and etc. etc. Because we were down there, and then I think Ratscratch stole a bunch off of some dude or something that was carrying them around down there.
And
We
do you
got a whole
remember?
we got a whole crate full of them.
Mm-hmm.
It fell off the
Yes.
truck kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Got
so
an entire box of silver ribbons.
Yeah.
Wudao, you were saying that it was, we were told it would be something that would cure, wasn't
I
it that like,
believe, if I remember correctly, that was originally what he had said, is he was suffering from something and that was gonna
what was the
cure him.
disease? Wasn't it something that was
But
like
we didn't
killing?
trust that. I remember for some
It was
reason we didn't.
bonitis or something.
What was it really though? It was like some
No,
kind
it
of
was
His
necrotic thing
some
that
chronic,
sort
was
of
turning
necrotic thing.
him
Yeah.
into
yeah,
like
his
a
chronic
zombie.
necromancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't give him this rose, right? Like
No,
this is
I think we should
I
go
think
back
that's
to
what ended
the.
up happening is he ended up turning into a necromancer monster
yeah,
because he didn't get the rose.
bizarre
I would
rose now.
uh, I would recommend. I think Wudao, not Wudao, but Kaydren was able to get us a pass to go into the town, right? Like we got the go ahead, right? So I think
Well, we
maybe
can
we
just
should.
go into the town.
But we've already
I
Again, I
might be
believe
oh yeah,
mistaking
no,
something.
we've left the
I
war
believe
camp.
we,
I
yeah,
Okay, if we've left, I think we should go to the store and see if we can get some fact checking on if that's the type of component or spell that this rose would be a component
we're just
for.
gonna show off this
No, no,
one
no. We
off
don't tell them. We
one
don't tell
of
them.
one.
I wouldn't say we have it, but I would just go to the shopkeep and be like, "Hey, man, I've heard about this type of thing. Um, do you know anything about it?" And maybe we could also get an idea of what the hell's been going on because I don't think we
I
have
don't
a
even
really
know.
good idea.
Does this city look like there's actual activity there, or does it just look?
Make a perception check to see how the city looks beneath you.
Because if there's supposed to be a war zone and fighting and all that sort of jazz, it's weird that there wouldn't be whatever.
It seems like we're almost in like the post-war
Perception.
um, era, but recent post-war.
+4.
You say 4?
No, no, no. It'll
It was a
be
+4.
20 unnatural.
The
Okay.
dirty
There's
20.
still enough light to see down into the city. There's no like visible signs of unrest. Like it's not like there's fighting or anything happening in the streets. And you can see like you don't know the city very well because you all had just basically shown up for a day before
Yep.
you left it. But you can see in the market that there seems to be some market-like activities. You can make out the stalls and kind of a gathering of people. With the 20, though, you do notice that, especially towards the poorer side of the city, there are some burned markings on buildings and some burned out areas of the town. It doesn't look fresh, but you can tell with a little bit of an eye that um, somewhat recently the city was burning in at least 2 or 3 places.
What are where are we standing right now? Are we on like a cliffside of some sort or
We're on
So the keep itself is
castle's
like
up on the
up,
hill.
oh
yeah,
okay.
like up above the city basically. And so you're kind of on the winding road that leads up from the town itself to the keep. So you're
And
in
there are
between
people
the
like
keep.
walking by us and
Not
traveling
not
up and
like there
down,
were
or
when you
not
were
really.
on your way up to, for the ball
Yeah,
where
well, that was
everybody
for the
was going up.
ball. Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's foot traffic up and down. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. It's a military fortress, so it needs a kind of a constant stream of supplies. So actually most of the people are walking up as you're walking down. But it's not. You're not like unusually by yourself or anything like that.
Yes.
I feel like we should go down just to like get like information gather anyway before we make a plan for how we want to proceed because I feel like it's weird doing anything with so little information.
Do we know if
Oh,
the town
yes,
is
I
safe
agree.
or is
Right. That's why I was trying to peer down into the city and see what was going on. If there are guard checkpoints or bodies laying around, then it's like maybe we need
so
to find something else. I mean, we did say we're going into town to get supplies.
yeah.
It's a mercenary group for the keep, so
I'm gonna look around on the ground for like a dandelion or something that is like on the cliffside that is like
You can make an investigation check for that.
yeah that is like within a visibility range of the city or something like that. Investigation. Holy shit.
Oh my
21.
god, I thought I rolled that. I was like, what
Nope,
is
that was
that?
me. 21.
It's not easy
Okay.
because you're up on a mountain.
Yeah.
There really isn't a ton of vegetation, especially on a well-traveled path. But against the odds, you find a small, scraggly-looking weed hanging out to the side.
I am going to cast Speak with Plants.
Okay. I was not prepared for this.
wait, is this a new spell that you just got?
No, I've had this one for
Wait, you had this
days.
forever
I've
and
had this
never
one
used
for
it?
I've had this one for so many sessions, and I've always been like, I'm going to look around for a plant. I'm going to talk to a plant.
We literally were walking through a wheat field earlier,
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm just not going to use any of that.
no. So I'm going to look at this weed.
Okay. I've read the
And
spell. I'm ready now.
I'm going to look at this weed and I'm going to say, hey, buddy, what's going on down there?
You gonna step on me too?
No, I wouldn't step on you. You're beautiful, majestic.
Are you making fun of how small I am?
Not at all. Not at all. Look at you. You're here.
What did you mean by down there then?
Down over there, you can see the all of the non-plant objects. Has there been a
Most
lot
things
of
around here are non-plant
has
objects.
there been a lot of fighting or yelling, screaming, uh, dying recently in the general vicinity? Dying of non-plant creatures. You look like you're just hanging on. Just great.
I feel like you're
Important
still making
question.
fun of me.
Is
No,
Ratscratch having this conversation like different voices, or
out
if
in the
it's in his
fucking
head, is it
open.
like
No,
okay?
just
I
out
didn't
in
know if
the
it was like
open.
okay.
Although you unturned invisible as well, so
Oh yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
just
assume
out
like
in the open. I am
telepathy. You're just like
talking to
talking
the
out loud.
ground. Yeah.
He's having a staring contest with the plant, in our opinion.
We've seen him do weirder things.
As
Yeah.
Ratscratch starts to do this, I'm gonna try to like like when you're trying to change in public, so your friends might try and like cover your body a little bit, that no one sees like your boobs or something. So I'm just gonna like try to be subtle about like kind of making myself a little bigger to like cover the fact that my compatriot is talking to like a
It's
dandelion.
talking to a
Just
weed.
like
Yeah.
maybe just like
You start stretching.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep talking to the weed here. I'm just gonna say, hey, listen, buddy, pal. What I'm trying to do is just gauge whether or not it's safe for us to be down there. And I'm going to try to like, where's your face? Where can you see? Can you hear? Can you?
Again, I feel like you're just mocking me with the end of what you're saying, but this may
No.
surprise you, but until what I would say is very recently, I've had limited awareness of things going on around me. I have no face and no eyes, So you keep telling me to look at things,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
really
No, I mean
can't.
you can sense it though, right? You can feel that there's been turmoil in the area. I know you can.
So I can tell you that people have been traveling up and down
Hmm.
the road that you're standing on
More up than
pretty
down?
frequently. I would say it's about even.
Hmm. Okay. As the down travelers, have they been? Do you hear them screaming, dying, whatever, anything? I mean, I know
Not
here
in this
is.
immediate vicinity.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, you've been very helpful. Thank you. What's your name?
I've never considered the need for a name.
You should. You're a majestic plant. And I'm going to walk away.
You hear faintly in your mind. I like the name Majestic Plant. So I promise I'm not trying to be a dick, but
No, no,
it
no. I
only has
totally know.
knowledge of what's in its immediate area
Yeah,
with
yeah,
limited
absolutely.
sentience.
Absolutely. Yep. Nope. I've just wanted to do that to
Amazing
you
idea, though. Feel
specifically
free. Yeah, do that as
forever.
often as you want to. Lovely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Thank God the frickin' box isn't here. We'd all be fucking dead. I'm just gonna cast a spell just randomly out of the blue. No.
You can all speak with plants now.
What if we all just became plants?
So guys, I just talked to
Oh, we heard. We
that
heard.
guy right there.
Ratscratch.
I was just trying to.
My
Just
name is Majestic Plant.
his name is Majestic Plant, and he really is. I think you should all
Stage
gaze
foot.
upon his wonder.
I
That
gaze upon his wonder.
that dandelion over there. He's
I look up at my hawk and I go, "That's why you're stupid and not stupid bird." And I just keep walking.
Well, did you learn anything
Oh, sorry.
interesting?
no, not really.
Checks out.
Oh, the plant wasn't helpful.
No. We'll try a different plan later. There's likely going to be plants.
Maybe there's some plants in town where
Many
we
more
should go.
opportunities for you now.
Suddenly, we're only in places that have no plants.
No,
All of the
no
plants have mysteriously
vegetation
Concrete
disappeared.
whatsoever.
There was a fire.
There's been a great blight.
You're in the desert.
There's necromancy about. You never know.
Yeah. No, I was
wanna
just
go
trying to figure
down?
out if we're safe. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So our story is that we are mercenaries. We are just hanging out. Cool.
We're going to grab
Is
Sounds
that not
easy.
what we're doing?
I mean, mostly true.
for now.
Mostly true. Yeah, I think so.
The best lies all have a good hint of truth.
Exactly.
Thus, what?
Don't
Yeah, you
trust
guys
us to
figure
keep
things
a
out.
complex story straight, okay?
It takes
I don't-
longer than you expect, but it's much easier going down than it was coming up. And kind of as the light fades away into kind of not darkness, but like a lengthier dusk period where the sky is still light above you, but the shadows are permanent where you're standing. You reach the bottom of the road up to the keep. You get a much better feel for the city as you get into this. There are citizens around, certainly. There are more guards than you would have expected otherwise on the streets. And there's a bit of tenseness in the air. Of note, with requiring no perception or investigation checks, the banners for Valorsfall Keep have replaced all banners for the king in the area. You don't see very many. It seems most of them were taken down entirely, but there are a few that are in shreds.
Great.
Valorsfall is Hollis, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is his main territory.
Did we put on sigils or anything? Right? Didn't we put some on for Lord Hollis?
You did your best for that.
Okay.
I
So we're
think
And,
you're
mercenary.
all done up in as much Hollis swag as you could muster.
Okay, so to other people, we may seem like the party or the side that's victorious.
You're certainly the side that is in power in this area. By the way, I did use my new notes that I created to go back and look at the note I made for the Creeping Rose. You did, in fact, steal it from Mentrier, and then you took it to the shopkeeper who gave you the information about it. So that's where I crossed my wires
Oh,
there.
so we did kind of already talk to him.
Yeah, so you have
Yes.
gotten, that's how you found out that it was a regent.
Okay, okay, okay.
You
And
straight up like went into his room or some shit and just straight up.
Just took it. Yeah.
I know that's how I roll. I think, you know.
Like, this is
I
mine
mean,
now.
I like how you say that like it's a thing that happened to you. Yeah, I know that happened. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Oh, shucks.
terrible. Okay,
Just I
so
feel so
shopkeeper,
embarrassed, but
did we show it to the shopkeeper when we took
You
it the
did.
first?
You
Okay,
did. The shopkeeper's
okay.
name was Gren. I'm
Gren.
only giving you that because I feel badly for missing my note, my own note here of how you acquired it.
Just
Okay.
pointing out, I kind of remembered.
You know what?
Um,
You know what? Kaydren can take a point of inspiration for that.
I thought
Yes.
Nice.
I don't remember if I remembered, and it was like not even 20 minutes ago. Anywho,
We're gonna go with a note then.
You're immediately like, I also want a point of inspiration.
always. Can I
Can I
steal
have
one?
one?
You're like,
All
Um,
right.
am I good
I
enough
hope
to
it's
fight
not
for
a
it?
rose shaped, because otherwise it's gone.
well, do we want to maybe kind of see? Is there like a tavern or a pub? I know when we tried to ask
All
at
right,
the.
since it's been 2 months for your characters, but many years for you as players, you
Mhm.
went to the Long Hall, which was the inn where you've had the fighting pit and looked for work initially. So that's one inn type area that you know of. You visited another inn in the city that you didn't bother to stop and look at the name for. You visited a scroll shop, which is where you got all those ribbons and you got some of the like casting um, materials, and Ratscratch is where you picked up all your forgery stuff,
uh-huh.
and that was the stained scroll. And then you also visited that wizard's tower, but it didn't seem to have a name. It was just like a magical store that you stopped into. So those are the places that you've been inside of Valorsfall. And then you went up to the castle after that.
I think almost I'd be interested, or when you guys are ready, to go check out some of those burned out buildings to see where exactly in the city it is.
Yeah.
Or at least start to kind of get an understanding of like where that took place. Unless those are like the inns that ended up we fought all the undead and shit at, and I don't remember us setting up any of those on fire. But
To the
it's been
best
a
of your
while.
knowledge, you didn't light any of those buildings on fire.
Yes.
I would be fine with investigating, like a little environmental investigation to,
Okay.
you know.
Uh, you saw a couple of spots when you were above Kaydren. Uh, do you want to go towards the highest concentration or some of the like more isolated spots for the burned out buildings?
I think probably the more isolated ones, because it probably will be away from more busy areas, I'm guessing.
Oh,
'Cause-
sorry, I should have. There was like one bigger area of burned outness,
Oh.
and then like
Mhm.
2 spots that were uh, much smaller burned out areas, and that's what I meant by isolated in terms of like
Right.
the amount of fire, but not necessarily isolated in the sense of in a quiet part of the city. Just
Oh,
like
okay.
it
It's
was
all
an
in the same part of
isolated
town?
fire versus like a big one. Sorry?
Right, but was it all in the same part of town, or was it like spread out?
Spread out. Though the biggest
Right, right, right.
spot was in the poorest spot from what you could tell. You were like pretty high up, so you're gonna have to like go in the general direction and try and
Right.
find your way there a little bit closer now that you're kind of in the streets.
Mhm.
So you can either make your way towards those like much smaller fires or towards the bigger burned out area if you want to.
Maybe the bigger burned out area, just because it A will be easier to find, and B it's a larger swath of area that would need to get guarded or covered or whatever. So be able to slip
Okay,
in a little bit easier.
you're absolutely right. It's much easier to find this spot. It's along the western wall of the city. It's a much poorer area, closer to what was a shanty town. It looks like a fire raged here fairly uncontrolled for a good few days. There's a strong indication of destroyed buildings.
But there's
Are
like
there
nothing
people?
left standing. It is just gutted.
Why don't you make Yasi make a perception check to look for people, and Kaydren, why don't you make an investigation check to see what you can notice about the scene? Anybody else want to do anything as you kind of, you unexpectedly reach like an open space in the middle of the city?
I rolled twice for some reason, but it's either 23 or 24. So
All right,
I'll
all
just
right.
keep looking out for people as well.
What's the vibe? I mean, like,
Yeah.
as a
Vibe check.
performer, I should be able to read vibes.
You want to make a literal vibe check?
I want to make a vibe check. Yeah.
vibe check.
Roll for vibes.
Just roll for vibes, man.
Vibes. Yeah, why don't you roll for vibes? Let me know what you get off of that. Okay, so let me give some responses here. What did you roll, Kaydren?
Natural 20.
Ooh, you guys are coming in hot with this session now. Okay, so I'm going to do the people first then. You notice two distinct things about the groups of people in this area. There are basically beggars, or what appear to be beggars, doing their best to set up whatever sort of makeshift shelter they can along the edges of the shantytown. So they've pulled out the biggest pieces of unburned wood they can find. They've made temporary lean-tos. They're stretched out like destroyed tarp. It's really a sad, beaten down area. Many of the people have burn injuries or other types of injuries. And the second set of people that you notice in much higher abundance there are many more of the city guard posted around this area. Much higher concentration of guard seem to be watching this area.
Are they wearing Hollis swag, right? City
Yep.
Guard. Because the City Guard inherently would have been part of the King's Guard, but they would have
Yeah.
converted.
You guys knew that there's like different kind of units of the kind of military police city guard type ones. There are the keep guards, which had the little like tower patch on them. There were the river guards that managed the trade, and they had like a little a barrel insignia. And then there was the kind of uninsigniaed primary city guard. But all of them are reporting up to Lord Hollis. With a natural 20, you notice some features about the fire, which are that it started in multiple places. It was purposefully spread, from what you can tell, because there are clear, like, the edges of it are clearly fire break spots that could have been moved in or could have helped contain, where it looks like it was kind of encouraged to spread. You notice that in addition to the fire, there are signs, though small, of fighting or pitched battles that happened in this area as well. There are scratches and grooves in the pavement that are fresh, that you know are only really possible if a sword or spear or some sort of weapon misses at full strength and swings down into the pavement. Some of the wood that you can see that, though burned, has fresh slices in it as well. So there was some sort of battle that happened here at the same time or near the same time to the fire.
Precisely how many beggars are there around?
Do you want to take the time to count? Because it will take you a little while. It's not
Yeah.
a small number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take the time to count.
Okay, we'll get back to you in a bit then.
Yep.
While he's counting the beggars, can I like walk up to one of the guards and be like, man, between being, you know, between the fighting and being drunk, I even remember this building burning down.
You don't know that there was any fighting. I haven't said anything about that yet.
Well, I mean, we
Sure,
can
actually.
still see, right, that there was fighting. I mean, if we didn't do a perception check, even though like
So
the
you can't.
presumption is there was some kind of civil war, right? Or like,
You could make that
well,
perception, but you do not know that there was fighting here. You don't have that same information that Kaydren has until he shares it, or you make it find out
maybe I
through another
don't say
method.
that. Okay. Well, I
You
mean,
still
do
want to
we?
approach, or do you want to hold off?
Hold on. Do we not know? Like, we can tell that there is some kind of combat situation. Otherwise, Hollis wouldn't have
Not
suddenly taken
necessarily.
over. We
No,
think it was
it
like
could
a
have just been
friendly
a
handoff.
fire. I mean,
So
that's the thing is we don't. That's I was still looking around. So
yeah, so
Okay.
in this circumstance, you know that Hollis is still in charge of his own city, right? This was his city and
Oh, this
remains
was
his
his
city.
city that he was hosting the. Okay. The
Exactly.
con.
And so there are many ways for which he could have asserted a different type of control that don't involve fighting.
Okay.
And
So
so
the king's banners are burned, but this is Hollis's town, and so
it could have just been a bloodless coup, so to speak, or just
that there's
a
like a war
statement.
camp,
The war camp
right?
was just like a soldier's camp. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bunch of soldiers preparing. You have indications. You do know that there has been fighting in Civil War style because you had the information from Lady Liana when you were in the Underdark.
Yeah, she also told us there's a
So
conflict of
yeah, you know that there's
combat.
open war somewhere, but you don't necessarily know that that happened within the walls of Valorsfall. Kaydren knows now because he can see that there was some pitched fighting here. Not sure what or why, but he is aware that that happens, and it's up to him whether he wants to share it or not.
All right, well, then maybe
well,
what I would just
I'm still
say
looking around too, so I'm not quite sure. It's like literally I just made that realization, so I'm still like looking around a little bit.
is it at least fair to say that it seems like there has been conflict? Like
You
if
could
I was like, oh
certainly
my God,
guess that.
between all this
Yeah.
conflict, drama, and drunkenness, I honestly don't
Sure,
even remember how this
sure.
building
You could
burned down.
absolutely do that. Yeah.
What happened here?
Mhm.
So you're gonna walk up to one of like they're like a pair of guards and kind
Are they
of
doing patrols or are they just like chatting amongst themselves?
they seem to be chatting amongst themselves, though, kind of watching this encampment in general.
Okay, then yeah, I mean, if we're like in the area, like where I could still see my group or whatever, and they're kind of like looking around, counting homeless people and shit, like, I, I mean, yeah, I would,
One,
yeah, like
two.
Ratscratch is counting. He's like next to me counting in his mind, on his feathers. He's like
Out loud.
one feather, two feather, three feather. I was like, yeah, man, between all this conflict, drama, and drunkenness, I honestly don't even remember when this thing burned down. What happened?
Why don't you give me a deception check to see how we do here?
Oh,
Sorry, CRISPR cut you off a little bit there. What was that?
13, 13.
13? One of the guards looks very bored of the two that you approach. The other one kind of looks over at you, a little bit surprised, and you see him appraising your look a bit. And you see that kind of hesitation, like a half smile, like he can't tell if you're joking or serious, but he kind of decides to split the difference, it seems, and he looks up and he goes, "You just get to the city?"
Wait, did we decide on whether we just got to the city as
I don't
part of our
know. What's the line?
Okay, no, I'm gonna say, no, well, I'll be like, yeah, yeah.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah, yeah.
No,
I'll just
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
no, yeah. Yeah, no,
no,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
The
um,
Midwest, yes.
I'm gonna be like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
were
Yeah,
recently
no, yeah.
brought in. We're just mercenaries, and we're kind of helping Hollis out a little bit with this whole, um, seemingly chaos fest.
Kind of looks you up and down and says, if you want to take over watching here, I'm sure we can arrange that. Um, the folks here didn't take too kindly um, to learning the truth about the king, and I suspect that many of them were paid by the king and his men to cause trouble once he knew he was caught.
I'm like, oh man, must have missed quite a bit getting over here. What did they find out about the king?
You are going to need to give me a second deception check for that, and with
I must have been
disadvantage.
under a rock the whole time.
I mean, And are they looking at me a certain way where they're like
all the
they'll be
Highly
fires in the street.
highly
Suspiciously as fuck.
Listen, I'll be like, don't worry, I've seen that look before. I am certainly not the brightest among my group.
You hear Ratscratch from
I
the
will
distance. Can confirm.
see, and I'll be like, I told you, and I'll say like, honestly, I like
8 peasant, 9
lived in the
peasant.
wild for so long that I'm just not very good about keeping in touch with things. That's a truth, by the way. I don't think Yasi is very smart, so I will roll though just in case. That's an 8 and a 7. So a
Look,
7.
don't suspect me. I'm just dumb.
Yeah, no, I'll just be like, listen, I know that look. I get it from that my little mirths group over there. You heard the bird. But yeah, I grew up in the woods,
is the
so I don't
bird.
really know what's
Bird.
going on most times. You want some heart attack? But yeah, what were you saying?
Can I see? Can I see Yasi floundering? Like,
I
can any of
like,
us see her floundering right now?
You're counting freaking.
I'm
peasants.
currently
I'm
counting. Yeah.
expecting
So
rubble.
and I'm digging out hardtack to give
rubble.
the.
I imagine it like,
I mean,
oh, look at that
honestly,
rubble over there. Just
but yeah,
trying to ignore what's going on with Yasi. Oh.
I offer them some hardtack while they
This derelict building.
look at me.
Well, they rolled a 6 to see if you were lying or not, or to see how well they could tell if you were lying or
They
not.
couldn't give a shit less.
But I do still offer them
You have
hardtack.
apparently met your match in terms of ability to
We are the
perceive
3
problems.
bumbler idiots over here, but yeah.
Best of friends right there.
You know,
What is
the bad thing. There's posters all over the city. Just go read one of those.
You think I can read?
There's
say
some
that.
like uncomfortable shifting among the guard, and you get the sense
No,
that
no,
maybe
no.
he
I'm
can't
not.
read either.
I just want to be clear. Okay. I'm comfortable right now. I'm offering them a hardtack. I'm gnawing on some hardtack myself.
This
I'm
man
like,
is a little embarrassed to
I would say after all
admit that he
this.
also can't read.
Oh, okay. Does he tell? Okay. Do I perceive that he
You
can't
do.
read either?
You know words too.
And I'll kind of like, I'll give him like a friendly, like, no judgment here, like real recognizes real. And I'll just be like, listen, bro, there's no shame in not knowing how to read in a world like this. I mean, look at the king with all his.
I never said I couldn't read. I can
Sure
read.
you can't, buddy. Here, have some
Wow,
hard
wow, wow! You're insulting him.
We're so good at social cues. Just
Are
talked
the
about it.
best.
Like I said, from the forest. But I'll just be like, listen, buddy, I really can't read. I just eat hardtack and ask questions, so I don't fall
And
too
I'm all out of
behind.
hardtack.
No, I'm certainly not. I never run out of hardtack. And I'll be like handing it to him, like, can you just tell me? I don't have time to learn reading.
Learn reading.
Are you asking me out? I don't know what's happening right now.
Be like, well, I mean, if you want to, like, is he cute?
24.
There's
Like,
like,
what does he look like?
wait a second.
What
Let
does
me
he?
take
What
a
does
look
he
at
look
this
like?
guy.
I could play
Are
this.
you
Like,
Is this
what
going
does
to
he
be
look like?
another? Is this going to be another drow bar situation where you're like,
This
ooh?
He's
Describe him.
a half elf. He is of indeterminate age, but clearly a younger half elf.
Check.
He's got a little bit of like a slack appearance, like he can't focus very well with his eyes. You get a little bit of like a liquor smell coming off of his breath. He's got blonde brownish hair, which is underneath his skull cap that he has on right now.
Does he accept my hardtack?
He takes the hardtack, yes.
How does he like? Does he eat it in a way that looks like he enjoys it?
He does not eat it.
How does one
don't have
eat
enough, and
hardtack
I'll
in
be
a
like,
way?
I'm flattered, but I know even though he thinks I'm asking, I'm like, listen, I'm flattered, but I just don't think we have a lot of the same interests. I love hardtack, and you clearly don't. But
He looks down at like what is clearly like his daily rations that he eats every day.
I'll be like, but like, I'd love to get to, and I'll be like, but like I said, if you could just share some information about what kooky condition the king has, that sounds pretty interesting. Do you even know?
Can you make an insight check for me?
Yes. $22.
Okay. You pick up right away that, especially when you say, "Do you even know?" that he is flushed and embarrassed. You get the sense that he's been told the king is bad, and so that's the truth, and he's trying to tell you the king is bad, but he can't really articulate exactly why the king is bad.
What is his friend doing? Is his friend like also like no clue, or is he like what or his
His friend is
co?
looking like he would really rather be anywhere else in the world right now.
And I'll like look at him and I'm like, do you know what's going on?
And he looks at you and he looks at the hardtack and he like looks back and forth and he just turns around and walks away from you guys.
And I'll be like, well, I'll look at the dumb guy. I was like, well, I guess without saying this like
Look at the
directly,
dumb guy.
and I'll say, well, I
Dumb
guess I've
guy.
met my match. Thanks for all of that information. I think I want to pass on this guard activity, especially if we'd have to do it together. But yeah, good luck.
Wow.
And I
Guard activity and a new date night.
Just the queen of
So,
rejection
you're
here. Just,
saying that we're a match?
yeah.
she's not that into you, buddy.
bye. And then I walk away.
Okay.
So you tell
Ratscratch,
him
give me
it's
an
a match
intelligence
and
check,
walks
please.
away.
An intelligence check. This is like a,
Literally
do
couldn't
you
turn
know how
around
to
and talk
count?
to any of the bums that are in this entire vicinity. Nope, we're gonna go talk to the guards.
I assumed they were smarter than they were.
6.
Mistakes were
They've been
made.
drinking on the job too, which
Six?
does not help.
Yeah.
Could you believe that? Who would do that? I
There
hear
are
the word drinking and I start
somewhere
looking for a drink.
between 23 and
It's-
278 people in this camp.
That's a big
Oh my
window.
God.
It's a big window. Did I
So
lose
one of
count
them
That's a
has-
low
somewhere?
intelligence roll.
You realize, like, probably close to where you thought you were going to the end, that you were going, sweeping your eyes back and forth, but people are moving back and forth, so
Shit.
you're not
Okay.
sure how many times you counted them.
All right. So I'm going to turn to Calla and I'm going to say, can I trust you? And I am going to hand her 15 gold. And
all the
let's
money that you have.
say
I tell you
200,
that you
200
shouldn't
silver.
trust me, but I take it.
Okay. 15 gold and 200 silver, leaving me with 1,000 copper
Oh, right.
and 300 silver.
Why do you have so much copper?
Well,
Remember, you guys got the like
he's-
toll money
he's-
from the elevator.
Yeah.
The elevator box.
I've been walking around with pockets like this.
Clank,
just
clank, clank, clank.
All of a sudden, there's just money sloshing around and the sound of coin just echoing in this empty frickin' courtyard.
In this slum.
I am going
He
to
stops
start.
moving and you still hear it for a while.
I'm going to start walking around from beggar to beggar, homeless person to homeless person, and handing them like a fistful of copper. The flock
my
loves
God.
you. The flock loves you.
May the flock protect you.
May the flock be with you.
You know,
Like a panic attack.
if I had
Liking that
paper
he's
notes,
giving away
this is the
money.
point where I would hold them up and rip them into little shreds. Jesus
I
Christ.
was gonna
Derail.
say, when Ratscratch was doing his little census, I also had planned to start divvying out some gold because I actually have quite a bit from the pit
I'm
fight
flush.
and the chest that we
I see.
like raided.
Okay.
So I have
got-
like 129 gold.
Holy shit.
So
Rags to
like,
riches.
assuming that there's less people than that. I
There's
would
between
have, like,
23 and 230.
yeah.
I'll see that exact face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
when I-
starting with
There are,
seems
yeah.
to be
There's five people.
the most troubled and up. I'm also handing out.
Okay.
When
I
I
have an
say
important
Wudao-
question. Wait. I have an important question for the two of them. Wudao, it sounds like you're doing it for charity purposes. Are you just
Well,
like,
yeah, I'm not
here's
doing
a
the
piece
flock
of gold
exercise.
and then I'm walking away? Like, are you going to
Yeah.
try and communicate, or is it just like, out of the goodness of my heart, here you are?
Basically, like, yeah, just get yourself some food.
Okay,
Like,
and
find some shelter. Take care of
okay,
yourself.
lovely, lovely. A truly generous spirit. Your monastic life coming back. Love that. Ratscratch, what
Yeah.
are you actually saying when you walk up to people
Uh,
and you hand them an indeterminate amount of copper?
The flock loves you, and the flock provides, and I give them copper as I move. That's it. That's all I'm saying, and I move on.
So it's not that dissimilar.
No, no, it's not
just
deceptive. It's
are
not.
two
I'm
very
not
different
recruiting.
religions.
I'm not recruiting. I'm just recruiting.
As I see them doing that though and realize like what they're offering seems so silly compared to the glory of hardtack, can I
Oh,
be like, oh, and then I'll like, so Ratscratch preceded by Wudao, preceded by Yasi being like, oh, is that what we're doing? And
you
I
just
start
show
like
up and down and just start giving.
I don't know. I think I have like 600 hardtack. I've just accumulated so much hardtack. I think that's all that's in
Some of
my
it is
bag.
covered in an egg or an eye
Stale,
juice.
moldy.
No, I put that in a separate like sealable Ziploc bag.
You're not giving that out. No,
No,
that's
God,
special
no.
for later.
But that's my special treat for me. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna go after them all and be like, I understand. Here's something you'll really want, and then I'll offer each one of them like one of those graham cracker sizes of hardtack.
I swear
then
to
I'm gonna
God, I
make it
thought you
even.
were gonna say, "Here's some hardtack," and try and rob the gold off of them.
Well, so
I
what
don't
I was
believe
gonna
in
say
possessions. Yeah, so
is that I go up to Wudao and Ratscratch and I say, "Do you guys need help with this?
It,
Do
this
you?
whole
Do you need help? Do you guys
yeah,
need help
I
with
give
this?"
Calla
They're
like
the ones.
I mean,
Thank
he
you.
just gave you
I
his
gave you a
gold
bunch
and
of gold and
silver
silver,
pieces,
but that was for you to hold on
I'm
to so I don't
offering
get
to
robbed.
help.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I'll give her 500 copper.
Great. I pocket all 500 copper and walk away.
Believe me, I will be accessing the bank of Calla later. So
As a bank
Jesus
because
Christ.
of you
Okay.
already, but it's fine.
Okay, so
I'm having a great day.
we have 3 people doing the best to distribute in their own special way the earnings and hard fight to the folks that care. We have one of you that is robbing the other party members
I
actively.
am controlling the distribution to ensure that there is not a violent response to the increase of goods in the area.
You know what? It sounds like you should be leading the flock setup here a bit. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Oh, you think I don't?
Kaydren, what chaos are you doing during this chaos?
Well, I was trying to see if the signs of battle ended up leading any particular direction, where they ended up falling back to someplace, or, was there some, seeing as I did roll so high and did start noting some of these things, was it like...
So you take the time to follow up as everybody else is walking around to try and do your best to track the battle. You can tell that it's been a few weeks, and this, by the way, is going to take you the amount of time you'll be walking around doing this as they're doing the handouts. It doesn't look like battle lines were formed. This doesn't look like organized army versus army. This looks like chaos in the streets. So you do find towards the wall of the city, like where the camp would have backed into, an area with an especially dark staining along the ground there. It seems like if the melee ended anywhere, it ended underneath that wall. For the rest of you, you're walking around, handing out money. I don't
Drawing
know how much
attention everywhere.
fistful of copper is, but it's certainly flashy. It's definitely not more than a gold piece worth, but you're handing out somewhere between 10 and say 90 copper every time you run into
Big
somebody.
window. Yeah. Just
Or somewhere between 23 and 200.
It's full of pennies.
Yes.
I'm making it hail. Just
Interestingly enough, there's almost an equal reaction to the hardtack being handed out as well. These folks are definitely suffering right now. You don't get the kind of gathering that you would have maybe expected. Like, it's
I'm not looking
like
for a
everybody
gathering.
from the.
I'm just like,
Well, sometimes in that circumstance, you might have a bunch of people come running in to try and
Oh, yeah.
avail themselves. You don't get that. It's a little bit unusual. It's almost like the folks in that and the beggars and those in that area are shell shocked. Like they're not really responsive. Their eyes don't really. They're not like, oh, thank you so much. They just sort of take what's being offered. The only like real perk up that you get from most of them is to the food, as many of them just kind of greedily grab it and start to eat.
As some of them are grabbing it, like, can I like ask a handful of them? Maybe that seem, I don't know, like what I'm gonna perceive that makes them seem a bit more in tune. But I'm like, dude, what's going on with the king? And I'm like handing him heart attack, like, yeah, man, what's going on with the king? Beep, boop.
Same playbook, just different people.
You never know.
Um,
You're like, you appreciate the hard tech more. You have to
Yeah,
tell
like give me some info.
Almost to a point, they drop the heart attack when they're asked that question and try and get away from you. There's a genuine look of fear when you start asking them questions about the king.
I'm like, never drop hard tack, and I'll
You say
pick
to
it
their
up.
back as they run away.
Oh, they run away.
Yeah, they're afraid.
I'm gonna like, is Wudao or Ratscratch like near me?
Yeah, you guys are all in the same basic area.
I'll be like, Wudao, did you see that? Like, I've never seen someone leave hard tack like that.
No, this is pretty common when you approach them.
Well, I have a significant
This
insight.
is why I
What
told
is my
Wudao,
read on
not
this?
you.
Wait, you're going to say that you have a significant insight and then not say what it is, Wudao?
But
No,
I'll
I'm saying to you, Matt, I, Wudao, have a significant insight. What is my read?
and I
I'm
would
doing
tell
an
Wudao,
insight
by the
check, is
way,
what I am
I would
saying.
tell Wudao that it was at
I
the
see. I
mention,
see.
and
He's
I'll
like,
tell Wudao.
I
I
would like to make an
great read
insight
on
check
this
You're
situation.
being you're
on the
being a great
read on
player,
these people.
very unsubtly trying to message me without being a metagamer, and I appreciate that. So please make an insight check as
That
I
is a
very much contact
25
you.
insight check.
But by the way, I wanted to say I tell Wudao it was at the mention of me just asking about the king, just so he has that context of
Oh,
why.
I'm assuming I
Oh,
overheard that.
okay, okay, I didn't
Yeah.
know if he
Your
heard, but yeah.
25 gives you what you need to know here, Wudao. These, you've traveled not widely, but you've seen enough to know when people have been interrogated or tortured about particular topics and the reactions they'll have if they're asked about those topics later. And this is that response. These people have been tortured for connection or interest to the king.
Loyalists.
I think it's best if we don't bother these people with more questions. I think you
I will
could cause
say,
more harm.
insofar as they're like now homeless or like beggars, right? Do they look like this is a recent lifestyle situation for them? Like there's because like there are people who like you can tell that they've been like on the streets for some time. They have like their established setup, their carts, that they took from the shopping mart, whatever. But like
They have a
these look like
layer of
people.
filth. Can I
I mean, but
measure
like
the
but this
grime?
is like a genuine question. Are these people who
This
are
is
like in
I-
with the king that were displaced and like
How
I'm
basically
pungent
desperately
is their odor?
I'm desperately over here
how
trying to
stinky
make
are
a
they?
city Walmart joke or city
Can I
wall joke,
cut
but I
one in
can't quite
half
bring it
and count
together.
the
Listen, I
rings?
lived in Denver. I
Let's
know
make
when
an
a
insight
homeless
check.
person has been
Make an
doing it
insight
for a
check.
while. Like they've got air conditioning units and
Been
like a
doing
TV
it
that they can
for
move
a
around.
All
Like
right,
they are just set
before
up.
this is on the internet, let's just bring it back in a little bit.
I'm
This is
just
a
genuinely
legitimate question because it'd be useful information if they were nobles 2 weeks ago and are not. So go ahead and make an insight check or an investigation check, your choice to see if you
I'll do
can
insight.
either tell by their bearing or by their clothing what they're
16. Like even how
16's
they say
pretty good.
thank you, if it's polite, if it sounds, you know.
Every indication tells you that these were folks that were in this living situation, living here in this slum before whatever happened went down.
Mm, okay. But the mention of the king, just okay. No more king talk.
I think that would be best around these people, at least.
All right.
You seem to have drawn at least the idle curiosity of the guards in the area.
I'll pay them off too.
I'm not worried about them. They're dumb as hell.
With some coppers.
They can't even read.
Don't spend it
He's
all in
got
one
some
place.
money and now he's just drunk with power.
One
Whatever.
copper piece,
I'll
one
just
copper
throw
piece.
money at him.
Long before you visited everybody in the camp and all the guards, you reach into your pockets, and the familiar jingle jangle
It's
is
no
now
longer. No.
are the old familiar of lint and colorful bits coming out at the bottom of your
Yep.
pockets.
Yep, that was the goal. That's why I gave Calla most of my.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I keep a ledger now.
You have to write things down, Ratscratch. Make them true. I mean, I'll buy you a drink. How about that?
Now that I've injected wealth into the economy here.
Immediately trying to see if the trickle down from himself economics works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if we fed them all, essentially, and we now know that the king is basically Voldemort.
Your bag of hardtack is empty.
Where's the next closest hardtack store? I guess is my next.
Unsurprisingly, it isn't sold very much.
Well, I knew it was a commodity. What a shame. I'm pretty crushed right now, I guess, from realizing that I have no hardtack left. This is sad.
I throw you a couple copper.
Oh my
from
God, I was really hoping it was
copper
hardtack.
stash. Actually,
God. Do you
I
have
then say,
hardtack that
wait,
I've given you?
give me the copper back. Here's some, and I just start offloading all of the hardtack that you have been putting into my pockets.
I feel like such relief, and I put it in my pocket, and I'm like, I need to be more careful with my hardtack supply next time. And I say to you, I say, Calla, wow, I didn't know we
You're
had that
such a
kind of
friend.
friendship.
See,
Holy crap.
Calla is
I will
so
never forget this.
charitable. Just make sure everybody knows how charitable Calla is. That would be really appreciative.
You've taken a
got it.
really dark turn for this character, haven't you?
She gets
I've been
a
dark
crack
from
and
the
now she's
beginning.
all crazy.
I've been dark
so
from the beginning.
grateful.
I don't know where you guys have been.
You should have taken a crow to rob people in their sleep instead of a hawk.
No. I am the thief here.
She
Don't
is the
bring
crow.
Stupid
She
into
is the
this.
crow.
Stupid is having a great day, okay? Not
Well,
Stupid Bird. He's having a less great day.
I'm having a what?
I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, y'all, there's like some big ass taboo with the king right now, and I'm like kind of like not sure if like we need to be discreet about how we even ask about this apparently, because like I said, there's some taboo. But
Was I
need to get more
nearby
info.
when I heard the guard tell Yasi about the posters?
You were not. You were
Okay.
busy counting at that point, unfortunately.
Oh, but I mean, I don't. I
Really
think I
busy.
can actually read, and so
You
I'm
can
gonna be
actually
like,
read.
I'm gonna kind of like. He said there were posters
Pretty well,
everywhere.
actually.
Terrible lie.
Yeah.
I can't
So
read
I
at
just
all,
don't.
except I can read.
I guess after seeing that and seeing I'm not going to get information maybe from talking to someone, I'll scan the nearby environment or vicinity for any
There
posters.
are tons of posters now
What
that
did
you're
they
looking
say?
for
Tell
them.
me.
They read a little bit like modern day political flyers. They've got like a crude, like almost like a bounty style drawing of the king, and then each one has these kind of like various like stole from the treasury, planned to sell out his people, killed many, didn't tell. Like there's all these like accusations of the
Is it like
king.
a wanted poster? Like, does it imply that he is
Not
being
like a
sought
wanted
after?
poster.
Or okay,
They're like announcements, but just I was trying to give you the visual imagery of just like kind of like a drawn face to represent the king, and then kind of a list underneath of like
of his
his
crimes?
alleged crimes, right?
Does it say who is issuing or publishing these posters?
There is no like signature at the bottom,
Brought
but
to
you
you
can
by
see
Valorsfall, America.
That's what
Valorsfall
Valor's
Paperback.
Gate
this message is endorsed
Incorporated.
by Lord Hollis.
I will say, like, this is giving me like Baldur's Gate vibes when there was like the publishing of like various
Oh, I
publications.
forgot about that. Yeah, it's
before,
not
but, yeah.
dissimilar. Yeah,
That's
I
why I was
bet.
like, maybe is there like an like a source from where this communications is
Nothing
coming from?
on the posters themselves, but that might be something. Might be a thread you could tug on a bit.
I might take one and roll it up and I guess put it in my now very empty bag.
Okay.
Slightly less empty, thanks to your very
Thank you,
generous.
thank you.
price.
What kind of crimes are listed? You said stealing from the treasury.
Yeah,
Does it say
in the-
killing anyone? Like killing Hollis, our Lord and Savior.
not for killing any lords, but accusations of killing citizens and misusing his troops, and generally what you would find. The only thing that's consistent amongst the posters is that they're inconsistent. It's hard to find the same message repeated on them. It's just a laundry list of just about every crime you could think of.
Do any of them indicate like some kind of like captured or, like
Nothing from what you can see here.
imprisoned? Like behind, okay. From
Just-
when we were
just
here,
king
like,
dashing.
Call 188 tournament.
I mean, yeah, like if he's missing, but like
Scream
is
at the
there,
top of your lungs, 888.
Ring this bell or whatever it is attached. Flyer.
I mean,
me
we're all
alarm.
from
Jingle
this,
bell.
we're all from this town, right? Like
No.
we all,
No.
no?
We,
How did we all,
Been here a day.
as a group came to the town.
oh,
Yeah,
okay, from various
So
places.
the reason that you all came here is that that festival they were holding is like really famous for like needing a bunch of workers, and for various
Oh,
reasons, you all needed gold employment or wanted to see more of the world. So you all showed up for
see.
that festival with the specific purpose of trying to get employment and or get experience in the world. And so that's why you all came here. None of you have the background of being from Valorsfall.
Has Calla found a pub yet?
I mean, you've certainly walked by more than one.
Calla's always well aware of.
Well,
where the
yeah, no, I'm
are.
just trying to like.
She hasn't wandered. I haven't wandered into one yet.
Pubs are where
That's
you
it.
get information. Yeah, no, have you wandered into
For
one yet?
sure.
Because I'm about
We
to
drinking?
wander.
Let's drink.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so I'm probably going to wrap us here as you guys wander looking for an inn. You know of a couple in the town, so you can either walk back to the ones you've been at. You were at the Long Hall. You were at the inn that you didn't learn the name of, but you did damage as you fought the undead inside of it.
We don't go to that one.
And
We should go to that one.
No.
one place that you may have forgotten about as a source of information, particularly relevant to Ratscratch and Wudao, is that you guys went to was referred to as the library. That's where you first got the inside information on Hollis and the lords that were supporting him. If you remember, you had to give information to get information. And so there was like a real trade-off. It's like a subset of the Thieves Guild here in town. You guys do
Yep,
know where that
I remember
is
that
because
one.
you did visit it on your initial visit.
That's actually
So
the one
if
I
you're
would go
looking
back
for
to.
information, you also have that as well.
Yep, that's the one that I'm gonna head to. Calla, there's
That's
drinks.
not an inn, though.
There's good drinks.
After-
in place there.
Not a bar. Just wait. I can't.
There's good booze there though, right? I mean, like, well, they have a BYO option.
You could find out.
Yeah, okay.
There's
Yeah.
always a
Is there a corkage fee though? I mean, like,
Is there a coverage fee?
a corkage fee. A corkage fee.
Oh,
You know, they
My
charge you
college
to.
bar was the library, so this feels very.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay,
College bar.
we'll after bar at the library,
Perfect.
and then we're gonna find a
We're,
place near
we're
the
gonna
library.
pregame the library.
We're gonna
That's what's
pregame
happening.
the library somewhere near the library.
What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely
Well,
nothing could go wrong.
You guys wander as the darkness descends of evening now. The dusk changes to a true darkness as the streets clear. The guards walk around with a little bit more authority. You can't tell if there's a curfew or not, but certainly the activity of Valorsfall is much less than you would expect now that darkness has fallen. As you head across the city, eyes open for a pub, and unsettling revelations behind you about what may have happened in the time that you were in the Underdark. Any final thoughts? Any final wraps or questions before we call it for tonight?
Nope.
Who's
Excellent.
buying?
Calla
What?
is. I gave her a bunch of my money. So, you know, I mean, like,
No, Calla's given me more than I could
yeah,
ever ask for.
she could take
Exactly,
care of it.
because I'm so generous.
Yeah, Calla, I'm
Perfect.
gonna need that 15 gold back at least.
You know, it's gonna be funny. It's Ratscratch. Be like, you gonna pay for this, Calla? And just be like, throw it always on her. I'm just gonna start laughing.
That was kind of the point.
I am free next Wednesday.
Yep.
Team.
Yeah.
If we want to lock that in.
Yep. Locked in.
Yeah.
Excellent. It helps me a lot to know in advance if we're all free, because then it's much easier to plan. Would you guys
2
find
weeks
that
now I'm out, so you can
okay.
pre-plan.
Would you guys find that website that I was working on as my notes helpful to have access to?
I mean, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, I really
Can't hurt.
enjoy bothering you with questions from 5.5 years ago, but if you
Sure,
want to take away that joy, it would probably be very helpful.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will try and do that then. All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys.
Alrighty.
This was fun.
Buddy.
I like how you guys
Bye, stream.
immediately stumbled
Internet.
into things I was not prepared for you to get into